There's so many guys out there that just love to hate on LeBron James. And frankly, I just look at it as pure jealousy. They're not being objective. The guy is a great player. He's a phenomenal player. And for those that want to say, well, he hasn't won a ring. Well, Charles Barkley never won a ring, and he was voted one of the greatest 50 players of all time. Lots of guys never won a ring. Basketball is the kind of sport where one guy can make you a competitive team. One guy can change the course of a franchise, as we're about to see, with this Anthony Davis now. He'll get drafted by New Orleans. He'll change the course of that franchise for sure. But one guy cannot win a championship, and he could not win it by himself in Cleveland. You need to surround yourself with players. He seems to have a pretty good supporting cast right now. He seems to have a team around him that is capable this year. But if they don't win it this year, and I'm assuming San Antonio is going to be the team that gets in, although I am pulling for Oklahoma City to beat San Antonio, and you never know. Maybe they can come back. But if San Antonio gets in and they were to beat Miami, if Miami gets in, I'm not going to start doubting LeBron James as his ability. San Antonio, they have an incredible team, an incredible squad. They play the right way. But my problem is that LeBron James, he plays the right way. He plays the right way too. And he doesn't seem to get the same credit or the same love that guys like Duncan and Parker and Ginobili get. Okay? All game last night, I thought that LeBron was keeping everybody involved in the game. He was passing. He wasn't just jacking shots up there at all. You saw, Mario Chalmers kept him in that game. You saw key shots by Udonis Haslem. You saw key shots by Shane Battier and Mike Miller too. Those four guys right there for Miami, really kept them in the game and really were a key component as to why they won the game. I'd say those four guys won the game, really. Yeah, Wade was incredible. LeBron was incredible. Those guys always are. But those extra guys were phenomenal. But they're not going to be phenomenal if you don't keep them involved in the game. And in that way, LeBron James does remind me of Magic Johnson. Magic always made a concerted effort, particularly when the game would start at the opening tip-off. Magic would start to say, okay, against this team, I got to have my big fella. And he'd say, I got to get Kareem the ball. And he'd get Kareem going. In this game, we're going to need Byron. Let me get Scott going. Let me get James going. Let me get this guy going. And Magic would never worried about himself. The only time Magic would take it on himself is when he felt the game slipping away. If they got down by 8, 10, 12 points, Magic would say, let me get us back in this game. And Magic would kind of take over and try and score some points himself. Okay? But he kept everybody involved in the game. And then when a guy was hot, he'd feed him. And if he missed one, then he would try to set up somebody else. And he was constantly looking who to feed. I really feel like with LeBron James, he's doing that. He's keeping everybody involved in the game, including Dwayne Wade. It seems like LeBron now is the one that's taking it on his shoulders to make sure that Dwayne Wade is going to be involved in the action. Ever since Game 3 against Indiana, and they came out in Game 4, LeBron made sure that Dwayne Wade was going to be involved and get him going. And so I just don't see why he doesn't get the credit for that. Instead, it's like, well, LeBron doesn't want to shoot. He doesn't want to take the winning shot. Well, last night, he got the key rebound with about 16 seconds left in the game. The game was tied, and LeBron went, kind of down the middle. It was congested in there, and he threw up a left-handed shot, layup kind of shot, close in range, but he was contested, and it missed. Now, LeBron threw it up, and it missed from close range. How in the world did he come back from under the basket and get the rebound out in front? But he did. And if Boston grabs that defensive rebound right there, then Boston has the ball with 16 seconds to go in a tie game, and they get the last shot. LeBron got the offensive rebound to even get the last shot. And what does he get for it? He gets people criticizing him for the way he took the last shot. They wouldn't even have had the last shot had he not been aggressive and gotten that offensive rebound. That was a great play. Then after he got the rebound, he kicked it out to get it out of traffic, and then he immediately ran outside and said, here, give me the ball. he signaled for the ball. He wanted the ball, okay? So anybody who says, well, LeBron doesn't want to take the shot, he demanded the ball. He asked for the shot. What more do you want? Okay. And I understand it's really, well, of course he should want the ball. He's the 3-time MVP. He's won the MVP in the NBA 3 years, 3 times. Of course he should want the ball. And I understand with any other team, we're not even having this conversation. I know that. But with Miami, it's an issue because they have another superstar on that team that had been taking the last shot for a number of years, Dwayne Wade, and he's won a championship ring doing it. So that's why it's an issue here as opposed to any other team in the league. So it's an issue. All right, so sometimes Wade takes it, sometimes LeBron takes it. Last night, LeBron said, I want the ball, and they gave it to him and cleared out for him, okay? So again, what more do you want? He asked for the ball. Now people want to criticize, okay, he asked for the ball, but look at the shot he took. Well, I think he took a darn good shot. People are saying, well, he's so much bigger than Rondo. Why didn't he just take Rondo to the basket and put the pressure on the referees, to blow the whistle and put him on the foul line to win the game? LeBron doesn't want to go to the foul line because he doesn't believe he can make a clutch free throw. These are the things people say about him. I don't agree with that at all. The fact is, if you watch basketball long enough, especially NBA basketball, okay? And I've been watching now for close to 50 years, okay? All right? One thing you can count on is in the last 10 seconds of a game, you do not ever count on the referees to blow the whistle. Sometimes, on blatant fouls, we've seen it. We've seen those rare occasions where they call a foul with, 1/10 of a second or no time on the clock, and a guy goes up to the free throw line with a chance to win the game with no time on the clock. Those are very few and far between. They're very, very rare. In most cases, the referees swallow the whistle in the last 5 seconds, in the last 10 seconds. We see it all the time. Is it right? I don't know. Should a foul in the last second of the game should be no different than a foul in the middle of the game. You can say that all you want, but that's just not the way it is. The referees are prone to let the players decide who wins the game at the end, and typically they swallow the whistle unless it's really egregious. So for LeBron James to say, well, I'm going to drive the lane, and remember now, your first priority in a tie game in that situation is you must take the final shot. You do not want to put it up there with 5 seconds left, because if you miss and the other team gets the ball, they can call timeout, or going for the rebound, you could commit a loose ball foul and they go to the line. You don't want to leave time for a foul either. So your first priority is you must shoot where with 1 second left, so there's no time, no chance for a rebound, no chance for a timeout, no chance for a foul. Either you're going to win or you go to overtime. So why would you want to drive knowing that as the clock is winding down, 4, 3, 2, 1, you're not going to have time to pass. The other team, in this case Boston, is going to have help back there for Rondo, like Kevin Garnett and everybody else. They're going to be back there to help. Okay, the referees are going to swallow the whistle, and you're going to have a contested shot. Too many bad things can happen in that situation. They might call an offensive foul. It definitely can happen. So, too many bad things can go wrong in that situation. Instead, what LeBron James did is he created space, which he's one of those guys that can create off the dribble. I mean, there's probably 30% of the players in the NBA that can create off the dribble. Well, he's one of them. And what did he do? He went to his right, 5, 4, 3. He shot the ball with about a second to go. He did his fall away thing like he always does. People say, well, why would he be fading away? Why not just a pull up, straight up jump shot? That's how LeBron James shoots. LeBron does the fadeaway shot. He does it all the time. Lots of guys do that. Michael Jordan shot a fadeaway shot. Kobe Bryant shoots a fadeaway shot. Lots of guys do that. I don't have a problem, and he makes them. So he created space. He faded away. He had a great look at the basket, and he just didn't make it. He missed it. But they didn't lose the game. It was the final shot of the game. He's the one who got the shot for him. He got a good look, and he missed it. Does that mean LeBron James is not a good closer? Oh, God, I hate that. Whoever created this term closer in basketball should be shot, in my opinion, because the guy who takes the last shot for his team is really not the closer. A closer is a guy who comes in to pitch in the ninth inning when your team is ahead in baseball, like Mariano Rivera, and he gets the last 3 outs. But there's a big difference here. In baseball, there's a 75% chance that you're going to get the hitter out. The pitchers usually prevail. They're supposed to prevail, okay? It takes 3 singles to score a run. So you're supposed to get 3 outs before they score a run. And there's lots of guys in baseball that are very good closers. In basketball, it is a crapshoot at best. Guys that are 50% shooters from the floor are generally all pros. I mean, they're like all league. But that's throughout the course of a season or throughout the course of a game. When you're talking about a final shot at the end of the game, the percentage is not that high because in the final few seconds of a game, the defense is more intense. They're not going to give you space. They're going to contest the shot. You're not going to get the whistles. Those shots, if anything, it's a crapshoot. So really, instead of calling it closer, why not call it, the guy who takes the last desperate shot? That's what they are, okay? And just because LeBron James has not had this glowing history of hitting these desperation shots, I am not going to condemn this guy for that. People say, well, Kobe Bryant is the best closer in the game. Well, I don't know. I'm a Laker fan, and I'm as big a Kobe fan as you're going to find out there. And I'll tell you what, I've been watching for years, and I got to tell you, the last 2 or 3 years, Kobe Bryant has given away more games than he has won games at the end. And then every now and then, about once every 5 or 6 times, he hits a shot, in those situations. And then everybody forgets the other 5 times that he missed a shot or he threw it away. I mean, Kobe Bryant literally threw away the last series against Oklahoma City. But yet people think he's the best closer in the business. Well, I say, watch a little more carefully. Another thing people forget is that LeBron James left $30 million on the table to join the Miami Heat. One of the things I love about LeBron is how unselfish he is. He plays the right way. He plays unselfish. He came to Miami to play with his friend, which to me was a very unselfish thing also because he's sharing the spotlight there, whereas if he had a different team, it would all be on him. So, and he'd have the total spotlight. But people don't want to give him the credit for that, and I say it's just pure jealousy. Well, listen, what we're going to do is we're going to go to a quick break. Anyway, I'm glad I got that off my chest.